What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the physique update from Behrooz Tabani. A little over 8 weeks out of his first show of the year, which is gonna be Dubai Pro. Now Behrooz Tabani is gonna enter that show as the defending champion. And just look at the proportions of Behrooz Tabani in that front double biceps. Now we rarely come across a guy who has great size, great symmetry, and he has the ability to get absolutely ripped and shredded to the bone. And Behrooz Tabani's track record, that just speaks for itself. Not even a single show that was done by Behrooz Tabani since 2021. The year he made his pro debut, can anyone say that he missed his mark? The man always comes in 100% peaked. Now Milos Horsev is known for being extremely biased towards his athletes. But if Behrooz actually keeps improving his size, especially on the lower half, on his legs, Milos's argument that suddenly becomes very true and very valid, that he can go as high as top 3 in the world. And who knows, one day, he might as well win the Olympia. But that being said, I'm gonna say at this point we are kind of overreaching. Because as of right now, we do not even know whether he's gonna be able to make it to this year's Olympia stage or not. But as far as this upcoming Dubai Pro is concerned, and also Italy Pro, Behrooz Tabani is gonna be the man to beat at both of these shows. He will definitely be a few pounds heavier compared to what we saw last year. Now Behrooz Tabani did set a pretty high standard last year by showing up at his all-time best in Dubai Pro. And that is the look he has to beat this time around. Now before Prague last year, Martin-Fitzwater said that he's gonna be doing Dubai Pro. Now we do not know what Martin's stance is right now. But that being said, Behrooz Tabani versus Martin, that is gonna be such a great battle. A treat for all of us bodybuilding fans. And Milos Horsev, Behrouz's coach, certainly thinks that Behrooz Tabani has all the tools to beat a guy like Martin. But do let me know what you guys think. Next up, we have the latest physique update from Nathan Asha. Now he's a former top Olympian, as well as the most winning IFBB pro right now. The guy who has the most number of pro wins in the entire pro circuit right now. Now Nathan has also confirmed that he's gonna be there at this year's Dubai Pro again. So that makes him a little more than 8 weeks out. 8.5 weeks out to be more precise. And compared to Behrooz Tabani, many people are gonna say that Nathan is behind. But we have to keep in mind this is how Nathan rolls. He has won shows with only 6 weeks of prep. Because the moment he drops the hammer, his body just changes drastically. But that being said, at this point I'm not really sure if he can afford to do a short prep against a guy whom he has never beaten before. And he actually lost to Behrooz Tabani in all the 3 shows that both these guys have done against each other. Well, at least that was the case in the eyes of the judges. Because Nathan himself, he strongly believes that he should have beaten Behrooz Tabani in Italy Pro last year. And I kind of agree, that show looked very close. And majority of the bodybuilding fans out there agreed, although it did not look like that on the scorecards. Now coming back to this recent update, we have to keep in mind, Nathan isn't one of those guys who looks extremely impressive. At 8 weeks out mark, the closer he gets to being stage ready, the more impressive he looks. His shape, his aesthetics, the overall flow, that looks more and more pronounced as he gets closer and closer to being contest ready. Now Nathan could have placed somewhere between 7th and 9th every year at the Olympia, especially at the Olympia last year, had he just committed to doing that show. But the fact is that just isn't his goal anymore. So the last show that Nathan did, that was Dubai Pro last year, and he did not place as per his own expectations. But that was a super package by him and his coach Stefan. Now Nathan's biggest weakness, that has always been his hamstrings, and they look pretty impressive and very improved in a number of those off-season pictures, especially from this off-season. And if Nathan can really fix that weakness of his, he's gonna be so much more dangerous. So it's gonna be interesting to see whether he can hold on to all that added mass that he put on during this past off-season as he gets deeper and deeper into this prep. Guys, we have a limited time offer. If you buy any flavor of Bloodshot, you are gonna get a free Dying Breed t-shirt. The discount code is on the screen right now, and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have the physique update from another guy who is prepping for this upcoming Dubai Pro, Rubiel Mosquera, aka Nexilla. Now these aren't just rumors that he's doing this upcoming Dubai Pro. We are going by his own words this time, as he himself mentioned that to Derek Lunsford. Now I am positive that Rubiel isn't gonna miss this time around. He just isn't gonna miss this upcoming Dubai Pro. Because even that third place finish, that is gonna get you $25,000, which is as much as most of these shows are giving for the men's open winner. And more than that, Rubiel needs to get that hype back, because he has lost so much of it by dropping out of show one after another, and that is why he needs to rebuild his reputation one more time, especially about the fact that he's serious about being an IFBB pro and not just a freak of nature in the bodybuilding scene. So he has been spotted training with his coach, Francisco Espin, a couple of times during these past couple of weeks. And with all the traveling that Rubiel has been doing, let's just hope that he's following every single step that is going to make him a better bodybuilder and help him transform for this upcoming Dubai Pro. Now we already know that Rubiel has the biggest legs in the men's open right now, and not just in this era. In that entire bodybuilding history, he has that superb stage presence. And at Top Pro back in 2023, he kind of showed us all that the man is capable of bringing a great level of conditioning. Now his stance for not looking so good at last year's Dubai Pro was that he got sick a day before the show. So hopefully this time around, he's gonna be 100% healthy. Now Rubiel is a guy who can qualify for the Olympia every year. The bigger question is whether he wants that or not. Whether he has tapped into that right mindset to be an IFBB pro.
I'm always in striking distance if I want to compete. But right now, I got back to enjoying life and doing life without distractions, without relationships, without this, without bodybuilding. And I'm just continuing on that path of enjoying life. And wherever that road ends up, it ends up, you feel me? But what I'm going to be doing still is bodybuilding.
So did you guys also sense the retirement in coming from Charles Griffin's latest response? So for those of you guys who do not know, a few months back, he made the statement that he wants to end his career by stepping on the Olympia stage this year. And that is gonna be his fourth time on the biggest bodybuilding stage. So he had the plans to retire anyway. But from his latest response, it kind of seems like that there isn't any show planned, at least as of right now in his mind. And the man is really at peace with his current state.
I haven't officially announced that I'm retired, but right now I'm just enjoying life, man. Just enjoying it. You know what I mean? And I'm always going to be a bodybuilder. I'm always going to be around bodybuilding.
Now, mostly the fans only remember the guys who placed top 6. But let's just take a moment to appreciate all the hard work every Olympian puts in, as stepping on that Miss Olympia stage, that isn't a minor feat. And also cracking that top 10, that makes you one of the best in the world. Now, if that packed year did not happen to Charles Griffin, his likelihood of skipping the season last year, that would have been very little. Because the man loved that lifestyle of being a professional bodybuilder. So the retirement isn't official just yet. But it was kind of clear from his response that competing again, that just isn't on his priority list as of right now. Now, if he wanted to compete, he still can. Not only did he qualify for the Olympia back in 2023, that too with a packed year, but he was able to make top 10 in the world. His highest Olympia placing ever. And that just speaks volume about his potential. So Charles's ability to come in bone dry and peel to the bone that made him such a dangerous competitor on any bodybuilding stage. Now we will love to see him have another go at that Olympia qualification. But even if he decides to walk away from the sport now, that was a good career. Next up, we have an update from the reigning Arnold champion and the former Miss Olympia Derek Lunsford. So that sucked in face, along with that smile in that latest clip, that says it all. The bodybuilding media, they mostly points out the negative. And I'm not just talking about Derek. That has been the case for every single bodybuilder out there. And that is exactly what happened with Derek after the Olympia last year. The entire focus, that was just on his quads and how they were downsized compared to his upper half. And there was a narrative that he's done and dusted. And the argument was that he will always be playing catch up between his upper and lower half. But the man just totally turned it around at this past Arnold, and it took him just a few months to change that narrative. Now it is kind of crazy that there is hardly any people talking about Derek's shoulders and how they are looking right now, which was one of his biggest weaknesses when he won the Olympia back in 2023. The depth and the detail that we saw on Derek's delts, that was simply outstanding, especially for himself compared to his previous looks. And I do not think that was mentioned a lot in the bodybuilding media. Now less than 3 weeks out from this year's Pittsburgh Pro. Derek is looking absolutely insane and so goddamn ripped. Now, as Jay Cutler said, that he's about to set a whole new standard, not just for himself, but for the fans as well. And if that happens, that is gonna put shockwaves in that entire bodybuilding circuit. Because Derek ending the season at such a high note, that will give him a lot of confidence going into this year's Miss Olympia. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.